Hey, welcome back to the Mike Rogers Show. Today's guest is continued from yesterday, Mr. Richie Ramone. He wrote, I had someone slip something in my drink. So many great hits. His talk is really interesting. So let's check out Richie Ramone.
Police are always fans of the Ramones, the officers, you know.
What? The police?
Yeah, they like this here on the East Coast. So I remember driving home from the show, and they pull us over, smoking weed. Everybody had to get out of the car, and they had the headlights behind them. And it was the middle of winter, and they said, I want everyone to empty your pockets onto the hood of the police car. So Johnny took a few, whatever he had. I had a few items there. Joey had this parka on. It was like 6 feet tall, the parka, this heavy coat. He was pulling stuff out. He kept pulling, and to be like, a half a bagel and makeup, and then he pulled this out. And the officer would go, is there any more? And he'd look at him through his rose-colored glasses. Go, what? I think I got some more. He filled half of the police car hood with junk from that coat. It was really, really funny to me. And I write about that in my book, my autobiography. That story, I think, is in there. But that was my funniest story. And I'm thinking of it because it was right at the block here on the highway in New Jersey.
Wow.
Because City Garden.
Tell us about your book.
The book? Well, the book was for, if we go through history, I'm like the Mr. Ramone. There's not much. Even during my time period in the band, there weren't like 90 million videos made or live videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know a lot about me. They needed to learn about me. And this is me, past, present, future. It goes from where I grew up as a kid, what I did, how I got through life, and, music I played, and, going through high school, and then ending up in the Ramones and all that experience, and then, a little bit of what I'm doing now. And it's really good. It would be like a cool little movie for someone it's basically about a kid growing up in the suburbs who makes it into the Ramones, this, infamous band, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all that he went through, there's a lot of killer stories along the way, like, many stories along the way. Like I used to date Frankie Valli's daughter, Frankie Valli from the Four Seasons. She was a singer, and she died on my birthday of an overdose. And there's so much of life I lived, but people really like it because they learned a lot more about me, and I became more real, And when you write a book, you can't hold back, you got to take your pants off. And because people could tell if you're, only telling half a story.
Yeah.
This book is all out there laid on the table, and it's really entertaining. And people call it a fast read. Like, they got to read like 10 chapters. They can't put it down.
So what's the name of the book?
It's called I Know Better Now, which you can get on Amazon. They run specials all the time. I Know Better Now. That's after the song I wrote, I Know Better Now, for the Ramones. So that's great. A lot of people bought that book here today. And
in a sentence, what is it that you know better now, Richie?
Oh, I don't know if I could do it in a sentence, but it's just about all the stuff like your parents told you, or adults said, or things that you were rebellious about as a kid.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of those things are reality, man,
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? I know better now, I used to make, fun of this or that, but I've learned now, I know better now, And the next book I want to write is called No One Ever Told Me. No one ever told me what it's like to be 50, 60, to bury your parents, to do all those kinds of things in life for the first time. You know what I'm saying? And they don't teach you that in school. They teach the algebra, that, but to prepare you in some way. I know today they prepare the kids more financially to try to save, but they didn't even do that for us, growing up in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? but no one ever told me about all these important things. The first time you do this or the first time you do that, you know, it was really tough to go through all those things for the first time. And so that's kind of.
Are you writing this book? No one ever told me. Are you writing it now?
Well, in my brain.
In your brain.
Yeah, no one ever told me. I really like the title, and yes, I would really like to do that book because it's going to reflect on so many people's lives. You know,
well, both of these books sound like a movie.
Yes. So let's go. The Mike Rogers Show. Let's, you know.
Wow. So
we'll do it with a whole Asian cast. That'd be really cool.
An Asian cast?
Yeah, I think so.
And you can play you, or you can be the like in Rocky Horror Picture
No, I wouldn't want to play myself. I don't think I'd want to be in it.
Well, like in
or just
in
I would
Rocky
just like
Horror
to be the writer, and you know, work with who's ever me, you know, and make sure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that type of thing. No, I wouldn't want to be in it. That won't work because we need someone young.
Well, you could be like, you know, in Rocky Horror Picture Show, there's that police guy. It's just a jump to the left. You can do like that kind of scenes.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks a lot. You could do that.
So okay, so you're doing the convention that lasts till tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Yes.
And then
I stay here again. Then I fly home back to LA on Monday. I had a good meeting with a company that I'm not going to talk about now, about you know, songwriting and movie placement and writing materials for movies and things like this. Had a good meeting just this past Friday, so I'm excited about that. There's so many things happening, Mike, that I thought at my age now, I would just be shriveled and like just fishing in a lake that has no fish, you know?
Yeah.
And things keep it's coming now. It's coming now. I don't know if I'm better at it, or I know better now, or I'm seasoned, or I've learned a lot. You know, with age comes wisdom. You know, that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, with age comes a lot of things in here. And
yeah,
this is what I got going now, you know? So
that's
really working.
I'm really happy to hear that, Richie. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, thanks. You've always been a good friend for so long.
That's really great. Well, okay, so there's so many things I'd like to talk to you about, but you're
going. We got a little more time.
Okay,
you have another Ramones question? You have another Ramones question?
Oh, okay. You wrote somebody put something in my drink, Smash You, which I think is by far one of the greatest Ramones songs. And then you wrote Humankind, I'm Not Jesus. I know better now, and you can't say anything nice.
Right. Yeah, you got them all. Wow.
So, no, I love those songs. Those songs are great.
Yeah.
And when, like, for example, when I sent your song to Rodney and he said, this sounds like a Ramone song, I kind of thought, no, it doesn't. This sounds like a Richie Ramone song. That's exactly what it sounds like, Rodney.
Mm-hmm. I really, that last record, I really came into my element. And this record, you know, the first record, you know, you are a new artist. The first record I experimented. This past record, when I fixed this, and all that, and the Depeche Mode song, I started to come into my element, and now I'm there. Now you know my sound. Now you know when you hear it, it's Richie Ramone. You know?
Oh, it's unmistakable sound.
Yeah, when you hear this new album, I finally made it. It took me 3 tries, but this is the one.
Wow, that's really so. Definitely send me this record, Richie. So, okay, so you're going back to LA and you're going to chill for a while.
Yeah, but it's not a lot, it's not a lot of chilling. I'm redoing my studio. I'm going to work. I still work on music. And I like to play golf, so I'll do that a couple of days a week, and that's it. I'm not at the point where I'm going out to clubs unless I'm going to see a band I know or something like that. So it's basically the same thing. If I'm not on tour, I'm writing or playing some golf. That's what I like to do. I'm a 9 handicap, so look out.
Is that good? I don't play golf. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's good.
Really?
Yeah, it's a single digit handicap. That's good. That means you're shooting like high 70s all the time, low 80s.
So who do you
The
play
average,
do you
the
play golf
average
with famous
American-
people?
Yeah, the average American is like a 16. So that'll show you how much lower than I am. Yeah. 16 handicap.
Do you play golf with famous people that you can name?
No, I don't want to name, but a few times I do, yeah. But
I heard, what's his name? Alice Cooper played golf a lot.
big golfer, but he lives in Arizona, I think. So I never really played with him, but big golfer, and he's a good player too. He's probably like a 6 handicap. He's a good player.
Wow.
There's something about it. There's something about it that's just so horrible, addicting, worse than heroin.
Well, that's what I
golf.
hear. That's why I don't do it.
It's so addicting, and then it becomes so frustrating because you can never get as good as you want to be, and it's horrible. My favorite time is driving into the parking lot and putting on my golf shoes. That's my favorite part of the golf game. Then it becomes like work, like you're out there trying to make the best score and all the thinking you got to do. You're exhausted, but it's very, very addicting, And I took up that game. I knew someone when I got into the band with the Ramones, because if we weren't touring, I had nothing to do. I didn't know what to do with myself. He said, "Hey, you should come out golfing." So that's how I started golfing in Brooklyn, New York, at Dyker Park Golf Course. And that got me hooked. Yep.
Wow. So you're telling me so many like little secrets here, Richie.
Yeah, that's I say my best stuff for my best friends. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. So okay, so can you give me like a last message to your Japanese fans or your American fans, your UK fans? Keep struggling or whatever.
Keep struggling. No, just I want everyone to listen to this album. It tells a big, big story. It's very important to me. So everybody's got to get this record, or at least borrow it from your friend if they get it and copy it or something. But the album is very important to me. And to the fans, thank you so much, because playing live and all this stuff, it's meaningless without you guys, because I don't really do this for myself. I don't really do this to say, "Hey, look at me, I'm cool, I'm good." No, I'm an entertainer. That's first, with a big E. I entertain. I go, and when you come to a Richie Ramone show, I'm there to entertain you. And when you go home, you tell your friends, "Oh man, you missed it. What a great time I had at Richie Ramone's show." That's what it's about for me personally. And I thank all the people who come out and support the band and are listening to my music now, Richie Ramone music, because it's growing.
Yeah.
I'm noticing the change, and it's taken years, but it is happening. So
Wow.
and thank you for having me on, Mike.
No, you need to come on anytime you have a new project or whatever. You come on this show and you can promote it all you want.
Yeah. Okay. Fabulous.
So yeah, and send me your new music, because I'm going to send it to Rodney.
Okay. Yeah,
And,
we have hardcore songs on there, like "Suffocate." Lyrics like I need a straitjacket to force me into a hug. Just trying to find self-love.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Just to hug yourself sometimes. You need that hug.
Yeah.
But the problem with me is I have to squeeze it so hard that my bones break. So I mean, I'm just giving you an idea of the lyrical content of that song. And it's, fast and wicked, and there's songs like Old Days, I mean, not old days, old ways, and that's just about habitual trying to stop something or something in your life, quit, and then and 3 days later you're back to your old ways. So it's really that kind of record, and it's touching. So it's exciting. I'm so excited.
Well, you can depend on lots of airplay from me and pushing Rod to play your music.
Right.
Constantly.
Yeah, I want you to push it.
I
want you to push it because you love it, not because you're my friend, or not because you feel obligated, but just because you love it. That's what's going to happen with this,
I think this Live to Tell song is
oh God,
one of the top, Ramones songs in history.
Right.
So it's just fantastic.
That's the next song on the record. It's called When the Night, When the night falls from the sky, there's a light not far behind. That's the chorus. So, and that's, well, I don't want to give it all away. And I don't like to get too specific in telling someone what a song is about, because what I wrote it about or what it meant to me, it could mean something different to you, and how it touched you in your life. So you give a little away, but you got to be careful,
Okay. So. All right. Thank you so much, Richie.
Thank you.
Richie
Ramone.
This was
a great time.
What's that?
I had a great time today. And thank you to all your fans. And I want to try to get out there. So, vote for me, and I'll be out there in Japan one of these things. One of these days. All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Mr. Richie Ramone.